Hello, y'all. I am back again for another video. And so this video is going to be about the dirty secret. And it's a video that HG Tutor also went over. And that's where I learned about the term, so to speak, and the way that he uses it. So just keep in mind, HG Tutor is a diagnosed narcissistic psychopath. So he uses a lot of logic, and that's something that empaths need to learn how to use more than they do. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to go over a little bit of what HG Tutor calls the dirty little secret. It's basically like the one that the narcissist is hiding out. They will normally be a secondary supply source to the narcissist. So they will be like a side chick, a side dude, someone they're ashamed of. Also, it can also be someone that they're not compatible with. So I'll use an example with me. I was around an aware narcissist, and he was a functional drinker. He's a functional alcoholic. So I'm not an alcoholic, so I'm not going to really fit in with his friend group. So sometimes it's not just because they're ashamed of you, it's because they don't think you're on their level enough. You're not compatible. So one of the things about a lot of narcissistic people is they will be the first to get you out of their friend group if you're not compatible with them. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's something that empathic people need to do more. So what I like to do is add to HG Tutor information. He's absolutely right. He's going to give you some basic descriptions, and he's going to go in detail about what a dirty little secret is. However, I am going to share more of what the dirty little secret is. And the dirty little secret, believe it or not, can actually be the primary supply. The wife, y'all, the husband. I've seen narcissists, married narcissists, that you will never see out with their spouses. Never. Women and men. They ain't never out with their significant other or spouse. So they walk around like they're married, or like they're not married, I mean, and they treat their wives and husbands like dirty little secrets. Their wives and husbands are never out with the narcissist. It's very sad, y'all. And it goes on all the time. Thank you so much for tuning into the live, y'all. Please click a like since you're in here. And it will be worth it if you don't leave the live, or at least watch the live later if you have to go to work or go to bed or something. I get it. So thank you so much for tuning into the live. But I'm just going to go over with what I was saying about HG Tutor and the dirty little secret. So I'm going to give you solutions to the problem and explain different scenarios of more detail of what a dirty little secret is. So please like, share, and subscribe. And so let me get into this video right now. Fair use, y'all, fair use. So when I start playing HG Tutor video, and remember, HG Tutor, he has a British accent. So just be pre-warned of that as well. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the live. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Secondary source, dirty little secret. Sometimes it is not all relationship bulletins, declarations to the world about you and me, or announcements across the fabric of social media about our perfect love.
So HG Tutor is saying there that the relationship won't always be put in the open. So, it won't be all on social media and stuff like that. So the dirty little secret, the relationship with the narcissist is pretty much hidden away and packed away. Okay. I understand everything HG Tudor is saying. However, he does have a heavy British accent. So I'm just clarifying what he's saying, okay? For those of y'all that may struggle with understanding his beautiful accent, okay? I don't have a problem with it, but some people do. So I just like to clarify. And then also word what he's saying in my own way of wording it, okay? Fair use, y'all.
Sometimes you are the dirty little secret. This is never the title afforded to the primary source that we have chosen.
And I just actually contradicted what he said, y'all. HG Tudor is saying that the dirty little secret, that's never a title for the primary source of supply, which would be like the wife or husband. But they can be a dirty little secret as well. Okay. And I just explained how it's the wife or husband that they keep hidden away, that they never take nowhere. They don't take them out in public. Some people live like that, y'all. You know how many mistresses don't even know that they with a married man or woman? I've seen it, y'all. Some married people, you will never see them out with their husband or wife. So in that instance, that wife or husband, in my opinion, is a dirty little secret, because that's how that narcissist is treating that person that they live with. If you got a wife or husband, or the narcissist has a wife or husband, and they don't take them out and they keep them hidden away. Oh, let me add this too. They won't even put them on their social media. When they treat their wife, when a narcissist treats their wife or husband like a dirty little secret, they won't even put them on their social media. Now, the person that they're married to will post the narcissist on their social media. But a lot of times the narcissist won't even comment on their social media. That's how a narcissist treats their current spouse, like a dirty little secret. Now, HG Tudor, he goes over the dirty little secret always being the secondary supply. But I'm explaining to you that that dirty little secret could be me and you as well, and that spouse. Okay. See, I've been seeing the game, y'all. So the mistake is thinking that that dirty little secret is just secondary supply. Hello, Evan Diorla. Thank you so much for leaving the comment. Hello to you as well. And thank you so much for the like. Yeah, I brought up a valid point. So somebody liked it because I had to use my mind. That's why I call this channel Advanced Insight Channel, because I'm going to add something to it that maybe HG Tudor has not even added. Because see, he's in the British community, y'all. I live in the United States, so I know how it's done here. And you could be living with a narcissist and be their dirty little secret. And this is how they do it. They don't buy you shit. They don't take you nowhere. And won't tell people about you and won't talk about you. And they walk everywhere by themselves. And when a narcissist does that, they could have 10 dirty little secrets. The one they got at home with them and 9 more in the community. Because the 9 other dirty little secrets, they just going into their homes, not providing anything, not taking them nowhere. And that's why I keep people the hell up out of my house. So I'm going to explain to you how not to be a dirty little secret. So first of all, this is how you do it if you considering marriage. If you want to be somebody's wife or husband, don't marry nobody that don't go nowhere. Don't marry nobody that's boring as hell, that don't go on vacations, they don't go to the coffee shop, they don't go to church, the masjid. They don't go to school. They don't go to events. Don't marry no boring ass person like that. And if you're that way as well, boring like that, stop being that way. You got to fix yourself too. Stop being the type of person that just sit in the house and you don't go anywhere. Okay. Some people go into the grocery store once a month. You know how often I go to the grocery store? Every 2 days. Because I like fresh produce. Be the type of person where exiting your home and traveling in the community is your norm. And then you won't attract these people and you won't be a dirty little secret. Okay, so let me play this video some more. So I hope this is helpful. Don't view dirty little secrets as just secondary supply. Just because you got a piece of paper and you married to somebody, that don't mean you're not a dirty little secret. Let me tell you what I've seen people do. I've seen people treat their wife and husband like a dirty little secret. Don't take them nowhere, y'all. But they side chick and they side dude and they mistress, they'll be all out in the community with their side chicks. For real. I've seen this. Okay. And men are very good at doing it. Women, they could pull it off, but it may be a struggle. But a man, a player, they can pull this off. So fair use, y'all.
This is never the title afforded to the primary source that we have chosen. It is those who are second.
Now, he says that this is never the title to the primary source that they have chosen. So he's saying that the wife or husband is not the dirty little secret, but I just explained how they are. And remember, he's a HG Tudor, he's a man, he's a wealthy man as well. Remember, most narcissists, like he says, will be lesser or mid-range. HG Tudor's a rich man. So you got to remember, most of y'all and me, we won't be dating HG Tudor. You're going to be with a lesser narcissist or a mid-range narcissist, and every blue moon you may end up hooking up with a psychopath, but that will be more rare. Okay, so keep that in mind. And also, he's British, so he's also explaining more of an experience that may be in his country, but I'm from the United States. So in the United States, how we roll, anybody can be a dirty little secret. Somebody in the United States will make their mama and daddy their dirty little secret. People do it over here all the time with their elderly parents. Had their parents locked up in the basement, not feeding them, not taking proper care of them. I mean, come on now, in the United States, people killing their parents now. Okay, and people are unaliving their children. So just keep in mind, a dirty little secret can be much, much more. Okay, fair use, y'all. Tune in, listen to what he's saying. So I will be adding points to, not to take away from his knowledge. He's right. HG Tudor's right. But I'm going to be giving you more information. Okay, so you can protect yourself. Okay.
It is those who are secondary sources who find themselves labeled in this way. Do you have a friend who makes demands of your time, often calls you and ensures that you give up your time so he or she is able to tell you all about what they have been doing, obtain your...
So he mentions there, do you have a friend who makes demands of your time, often calls you and ensures you give up your time? So I was with an aware narcissist. I've done lives about this and videos about this. And one of his complaints is that I don't do stuff on short notice with him. Okay. And I'm a planner. Okay. So if you develop that strategy, you won't be anyone's dirty little secret. I have a upcoming event planned. Okay. I have an event that I will be attending within the next few weeks. Every time I come around certain friends and family members and associates no matter if it's like a work situation, no matter what it is, I plan it. Okay. And they plan it with me. They let me know in advance. Those are your good people. When I'm interacting with people and we always planning to see one another, I never have a problem with them. Stop being the type of person where people can call you on a whim and at short notice and tell you to come outside the Denny's with your hair not combed or your beard not shaved for the gentleman. Okay, so I do not. The only thing I do on short notice, let me tell you what I do on short notice. It works, y'all. Let me tell you the only thing I do on short notice is call 911. When somebody needs to go to the hospital or I need to call the police if I've been threatened. Those are things that I do on short notice. That's it. Anything else I don't do on short notice. So I am nobody's dirty little secret because of my lifestyle. See, in order to not be ensnared, like HD Tutor would say, or be involved in these situations, because it has to be very alluring to your self-esteem to be a dirty little secret for an extended period of time. Now, if it's for a short period and you pick up on it, it's not going to do too much to you. But to be somebody dirty little secret for an extended period of time, that must be a miserable situation to be in. But the way to not be in those situations in the first place is don't be the type of person that does stuff on short notice. Okay? I'm telling you, it works. So he's going to mention that people do this, but I'm going to mention to you and share my lifestyle so you will know the advantage of not doing it. That way you will have good people around you and you will actually be able to go to environments that are healthy where people are not abusing one another. Okay? And the people that do not abuse me, they're the planners. Now, everybody that I know has an abusive ass nature. They always want me, you want to come outside today, Irene? You want to do this? You want to do that? They always trying to get me to come out of my house on short notice. Okay? I don't do it. I do not do it. Okay, listen to more, y'all. Can y'all please click a like, pretty please? Please, because that helps the video be shared more. Okay.
Obtain your advice and use you as a sounding board. Does this person tell you all about the brilliant weekend that he or she has just had with a group of other friends at some weekend away or at a concert?
So, Dre, too high. You said no face. What does that mean? That I'm not showing my face? But in other videos I have. I'm just not doing it on lives right now because I'm getting a studio together and I got a makeshift studio. So I want you to focus more on the information and not my face. Okay. I'm not concerned about my face. I'm concerned about the information. So there's a lot of advantages to not showing my face, and don't worry about that. That ain't the concern right now. I don't have anything to hide because I have videos where I do reveal my face. I don't consider myself an ugly person, inside or out. So I'm not like ashamed or anything. It's not like that. I got this little makeshift studio and I'm not a conceited person. I don't need to show my face. I just want you to learn something here because I do add something to my videos that even HD Tutor may not point out in his video, okay? But I appreciate you wanting to see it, okay? And ultimately, as the years go on and I continue to do lives, I will be showing my face, okay? But I want to get a new camera and things like that. There's like investments I want to put in my channel to make that happen. So tune in, y'all. Listen to what he's saying.
or at a concert, but somehow no invitation came your way? Do you perhaps
So
plan?
HG Tutor is giving an example of, a narcissist not inviting you somewhere, but they're calling and telling you about where they went. Now, I had a situation like this, y'all, with my ex-aware narcissist, and I was just straight up with him. This was actually not too long ago. I told him this, and I had to say this because narcissists do not have boundaries. Okay, I understand once I break up with somebody, I'm not sharing my activities with them anymore. Very little do I share with an ex. They may call me and know I'm making a coffee right now, but I'm not going to tell my ex, yeah, I just left that particular store. Um, so nice, Barantos or Nico Barantes. What do you mean? Why not? Why not what? What's your question? Type it out more so I'll know exactly what the question is. Or are you saying why don't I share where I'm going with the next narcissist? Is that what you're asking? Because I want to make sure I'm asking the question properly. So what does 6 to 7 mean? Nico, what does that mean? Okay, just clarify the question because I want to answer it properly. Yes, so narcissists. Oh yeah, I just heard about that. Someone was mentioning 6, 7, and that's like a term that the younger generation is using, or it's like a modernized term saying that's cool or you agree. Is that what that means? Yeah, because I was just looking that up. So so narcissists, when they break up with an ex, they overshare. And so thank you so much for the 6, 7, Nico Barantes. So narcissists overshare. I don't deal with exes on that level. However, I do these videos, and I've done videos about my relationship with an aware narcissist. So I keep minimal contact. Usually I'm in no contact, but I have kept minimal contact because I do these videos. So I can share with you the behavior and how they work, right? I call it like a lab experiment type of thing. Like in the lab, they experiment to see what's going to happen with the mice, right? So it's the same type of thing. So interacting with people gives you more knowledge. So the narcissist, the aware narcissist that I'm speaking about will overshare. And so HG Tutor mentions in his video that some people basically will just tell you about where they went, but they're not inviting you. And this does not apply to situations where people are out of state, y'all. If you got like your favorite cousins or friends that you talk to out of state and they're telling you that they're going places, it's different because y'all don't live in the same state. So HG Tutor, let's just assume he's primarily talking about situations where you don't live in the same state, or you actually no, I'll take that back. HG Tutor is talking about situations where you do live in the same state and this person is calling you, hey, I went skating, hey, I went bowling, but they never invite you. So what I did with an aware narcissist, I had to tell him, I don't want to know that you went to that person's house or that club, but don't stop sharing with me where you're going. And I also told the aware narcissist, stop sending me photos of you out with people. I do not care. I don't want these photos, and I don't want to know where you're at. And he was offended by it, but that's how you protect yourself from being a dirty little secret. Stop behaving like one. I don't want to go anywhere with this aware narcissist anyway. He's invited me out. I won't go. Don't hang out with narcissists. Try to stay clear of that if you can. If you're not hanging out with narcissists so much and at all, you won't be a dirty little secret. There's no attack they could do if you stop hanging out with them. And oftentimes, like I said earlier, narcissists are going to want you to do things on a short notice anyway. So if you stop doing that behavior, someone will be like, I'm going to fly in town this weekend. You got me, baby? No, I ain't planned. It's Wednesday. Where you flying in this weekend? And because I live this way, when I am around people in my friend groups and family groups and my associates and things like that, I'm always around other empathic people, caring people, y'all. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean these particular so-called caring people gonna be taking care of you and providing for you. But what I'm saying is you won't be in dangerous situations and you'll be around healthy people. You can network and you can prosper, start businesses, and, you know, just have a bright and healthy attitude. Okay? Fair use, y'all.
Perhaps politely and subtly ask whether you can attend some forthcoming event, which this friend is enthusiastically telling you about, maybe even gloating about how brilliant it will be. Start a brilliant it will be. But this friend shows all of the perception of a plank of wood and never picks up on your hints. Even if they do, or perhaps if you're more forceful, as you ask whether you can attend, or you point out how you never get invited along, are you met with comments such as, yes, I know you would have loved to have come, but I did not.
And when someone's never inviting you along somewhere, what you should do is don't ask. If someone's never inviting me out, I'm not going to ask them. You got to pick up on when people show you that they're not interested in you. I mean, if you ask once or twice, but if you've been knowing this person a very long time, don't ask. Fair use, y'all.
As, yes, I know you would have loved to have come, but I didn't organize it. John did, and it's his fault he didn't ask you. I didn't think it was your kind of thing. There was only a few places available, but I'll make sure you can come to the next one. Future faking, of course, this never happens. I thought you hated rock music. I'm sure that you told me that you did. Revision of history. I've been so busy, I must have forgotten to ask you. Deflection. I did ask you, and you said no. Don't you remember? Gaslighting. Revision of history. Of course, all of these are lies. Such a person rests within our inner circle, the select few who are.
And you got to pick up on when people are lying to you, y'all. So the thing is, these are blessings in disguise. So when someone's not including you, that's the way that the Lord is protecting you as well. So, you know, view not being included different. Don't look at it as such a bad thing. It's actually a safe thing. I've been not included, and I know that ain't where the Lord want me to be. So stop trying to over include yourself before you actually end up at the wrong location and you're in a horrific situation. Okay, so take not being included as a good thing. There's been many things that I was not included in from the time I was a little girl, and I'm still alive. So take advantage of not being included. It's not bad. Because a lot of times you'll look back and you'll be like, dang, I should have just let them not invite me. Now I done went over here and got myself stabbed or shot. It can actually happen that way, y'all. Thank you so much for the likes. So yeah, don't view that as disrespectful when someone doesn't include you. And I'm gonna share this with you too. It's all a spiritual issue too. When you're mad because you're not included, it's low self-esteem sometimes, and it's also your prayer life needs to be kind of built up and worked on. You should be too busy that you don't care. Like right now, I'm doing this video. So if a narcissist is not including me in something, I don't care. I'm on this video. You should always be doing something else anyway. Busy people and people with a schedule and goals and activities, they don't really care that you're not including them. And that's the mindset that you should have. There will be better and logical, better and more logical, okay?
Within our inner circle, the select few who are our appointed guardians of our reputations, loyal lieutenants, and brainwashed and indoctrinated to fawn over us, carry out our demands and provide us with fuel. You are not in the inner circle. You are a non-intimate, dirty little secret, a non-intimate secondary source. In fact, the inner circle doesn't even know about you. Those non-intimate secondary sources that form the inner circle.
So HG Tutor is saying that he's talking about non-intimate secondary sources. So he means you're someone that the narcissist is not having sex with, okay? And there can be dirty little secrets that is having sex with the narcissist. But in this instance, he's talking about like that friend, you know, that friend that the narcissists have that they never hang out with. And you're not disabled, you're not in a nursing home, you're not in any situation where you can't actively hang out. Okay. So, you know, understanding that there's no barrier in this situation, but you're still being blessed because the narcissist is keeping you as a dirty little secret. That's a blessing. So just go on and get rid of this person. Say, okay, they playing me like I'm a dirty little secret. I don't know none of their friends and family. They hide me out, and be done with this person. And also, I gave you an example of how to prevent being a dirty little secret. I don't bring people in my house. Everybody I'm around, I don't mess around with people that don't like to go places. People that don't like to go to events and hang out and do things, I don't deal with those kind of people. I don't deal with narcissists that just like to come up in my house and eat my food. I don't deal with narcissists that just want to come in here and just have sex. I'm not bringing people in my home all the time that don't live here. That is the way you combat that situation, the dirty little secret situation. You want to fight against that. People that have a lot of company will be more open to being a dirty little secret because you really feel like you're close to this person because you keep bringing them in your place, in your residence. And then 10 years go by and you be like, dang, I ain't never even been to a movie with this person. They've been in here eating all my beef barbecue ribs and my chicken. And gosh, I never even went out with this person. So taking heed to these steps and some of my lifestyle and the way I do things, it's no way I could be a dirty little secret because I only interact with people that I'm out in public with. And the only people that I will allow in the home as a visitor is people that first show me that we can be out there in public. You got to question the motives of people that ain't out in public, y'all.
The inner circle are never told about your existence. It's almost as if we're embarrassed by your existence. When we spent
So HG Tutor is saying that the people in the narcissist or psychopath's inner circle, they're never told about your existence. Sometimes some of them are. But this is the thing. This is how they do it in the United States. A dirty little secret in the United States, the narcissist may let you meet the people once or twice. But after you meet the people once or twice, now you only gonna get to say hi over the phone every blue moon. Or they telling the inner circle that they don't hear from you much. Or they telling the inner circle that you're stalking or calling them too much. Sometimes they'll lie on you too. However, much of the time you will never meet some of the people. So, and that's a blessing too. See, this is the thing with narcissists. The people that's in their inner circle and their family members, these are other people that are in minimal no contact with the narcissist, and they're not that close anyway. And also, when you don't meet other people or the friends and family of other people that you're dealing with, it gives you more time to focus on your own family. And that's what your focus should be. Your focus should be your own family, not these other people anyway. And a lot of times a narcissist will just let you meet people once or twice and you just never meet them again. I've seen that quite a bit. Or what they'll do is like, this is kind of weird. Sometimes they'll like introduce certain people to your relatives. Okay, so the narcissist may go to a location where they know your relatives are at and bring their family and friends in there. But sometimes they won't actually bring the person to you to formally introduce them. So watch that too. One of the signs that you're a dirty little secret is when someone won't say, hello, this is my son, John. This is my daughter, Amanda. Say hello to Bill. When people do not formally introduce you to people and you've known them quite a while and you're calling them a friend, you're a dirty little secret. Go off that information too. Not that they're pointing them out like, oh, see, that's John and Amanda. That's my son and daughter. They're in that playground right there. They're pointing them out to you, but they never formally introduce you. So, you got to come into like professionalism here. Or are they actually introducing these people to you formally? And, sometimes we lose sight of that. Okay. Etiquette. You got to look at it old school. So when a narcissist or psychopath is not doing that, you're a dirty little secret.
Almost as if we're embarrassed by your existence. When we spend time with you, we string you along with future faking. We allow you to bask in our greatness. And at first, it feels good to have such an interesting, charismatic, and seemingly...
And HG Tutor calls it, basking in the narcissist's greatness. And it's nothing great about a narcissist. It's just not. Not long term anyway. So he's just saying it as like a figure of speech. But if you're being in a situation like that with a narcissist where you're basking in their grace, their greatness, you're not in a good situation. That's part of, I guess, what you would call love bombing, where they're putting on the facade, treating you nice at first, but then they're not continuing to treat you nice. Okay.
Interesting, charismatic, and seemingly attentive friend. You may attract the label of friend, and you will sit in the outer circle, but you are a dirty little secret, secondary source. We don't want our inner circle to know about you, because whilst you serve an excellent purpose in providing us with fuel...
And I'm going to be honest with you, this is a problem that a lot of empathic people have. And this is an area where I don't struggle in that much. So HG Tutor mentions you sit in the outer circle. Okay. So the good person or the empathic person, they're sitting in the outer circle as a secondary source, and they don't want you in the inner circle. So the problem is you're not doing that as well. So what I do in my life, I keep most people in the outer circle. So I don't have that problem. See, a lot of things that narcissists do, the problem is empathic people don't use logic and do the same thing. So I'll give you an example. The aware narcissist that I was with, I no longer bring him around anyone I live with. I keep him in the outer circle. That annoys him too. Treat people the way they treat you. The narcissist keeping you in the outer circle, they ain't hanging out in public, and they ain't bringing you around their friends. They not going to events with you. They don't go to church with you. They don't go to the masjid with you. They don't go to the mall with you. Treat them the same way. Empathic people, I use the word aware empath. I'm what you call an aware empath. So an aware empath, they're aware that they're an empath and they know the right moves to make. So as an aware empath, I already understand not to have all these folks in my inner circle in the first place. Because out of 100 people, only 2 or 3 of them going to care about you anyway. So why not just have the 2 or 3 in your inner circle? Why do you need the other 97 people around? That's silly to me. So a lot of this stuff would be fixed, and you wouldn't be, and people in general wouldn't be in dirty secret situations if they don't have such a big inner circle. You should be vetting people and really using discernment and discretion before you interact with people and bring them in your inner circle. A lot of people that are in your inner circle, it may not be best that they're coming to your house. Because what can happen when you start bringing people into your home, they can turn you into the dirty little secret. So they no longer invite you to the events. They just stopping by your house. They may plan to stop by, but you no longer invited to the events because you're bringing everybody in your home. I'm never a dirty little secret because I don't have company like that. You can't turn me into a dirty little secret when you're not in my private space. And I do it on purpose. That way I'm not in those positions and I'm not devalued. It happens in in-law situations too. If you're the type of person where you're friends and you're cool with ex-in-laws, so say you were in a marriage or you had a significant other or you had a long-term boyfriend or girlfriend, bringing your ex's family in your home can turn into a situation where you're devalued and now you're treated like the dirty little secret. But if you don't have in-laws or your ex's family members in your home, you'll always be considered valuable to them. They'll be like, hey, you want to come out? So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to be gossiped about, people gossiping and talking about you, then don't have so much company. You may not be a good host. A lot of people, they're not the best host. Some people, they don't know how to treat visitors too. So make sure if you're going to have people over, you really know how to treat your visitors, okay? Fair use, y'all.
Fuel.
Fair use.
Character traits and residual benefits. We need to keep you boxed away. Your fuel is plentiful. You exhibit enthusiasm when we tell you with just a moment's notice, sense of entitlement, that we're coming to visit. And it's just that
He just talked about that moment's notice. What did HG Tutor just say? You're enthused because at a moment's notice, short notice, somebody telling you they coming to visit. I just talked about that several minutes ago. Do not do that. I do not do it at all. I will tell somebody in a minute, my hair is standing up all over my head. My braids are still being taken down. I just went to the dreadlock shop to get my braids taken down. I will tell anybody, I do not do stuff on a short notice except 911 calls, y'all. That's it. Other than that, nobody can see me on a short notice except the people that live in my residence. Now, if you live in my residence, yes, you may get some short notice energy. However, I'm quick to tell somebody even in my residence. I tell my family members all the time, look, I'm still cleaning up. I just finished cooking. Would you mind waiting a moment? I have to gather the garbage now. I have to sweep. Can you give me 30 minutes? I even do it with people in the house. It's a good anxiety remover too. If you're not so rushed into stuff all the time, you won't have all that extra anxiety. Okay.
just the tip of your fuel berg. We instinctively recognize where less or mid-range and consciously recognize where greater or ultra, that you are loyal, dependable, and faithful. We know that you will provide us with the fuel that we need and that you are subjected to.
And you should not always be so loyal and faithful to people. That's a problem too. Like HG Tutor is saying, he knows that these dirty little secrets are very loyal and faithful. They're like in need of attention, y'all. And you can't be living like that because you will get taken advantage of. It's not a good way to be.
Control and submit readily. You are the person that will be the go-to individual when our fuel is beginning to run low. You are Captain Dependable. Whether it is a 3 a.m. call, not recognizing boundaries, or an appearance on a wet and windy Monday evening in winter, you will always welcome us in.
Like he said, you will be Captain Dependable. So watch the 3 a.m. calls. There's only about 1 or 2 people that can call me at 3 a.m. Don't be available for everybody that calls you at 3 a.m. in the morning. So because you're so dependable and reliable, you know, people, they perceive you as like lonely. You know, you might have a couple of good relatives or good friends, you know, y'all got that type of relationship. You know, maybe your friend or relative, they work like a night shift. So, you know, like on graveyard shift, they call you on breaks and stuff like that. However, in general, don't be on the phone with people at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Always take the call, and you always oblige us. We do, of course, make you feel special, flattery, trotting out the easy-to-mouth platitudes about how much we like being with you, flattery, how we enjoy your company, flattery.
They're saying they like being with you and they're enjoying your company, but they're not taking you out anywhere. They're in your freaking house hiding you out like you some trash or something. It's not a good way to be treated.
How it is good to know that we can depend on you, flattery. But of course, all we are doing is controlling you by keeping you sweet and functioning just as we need. The reality is, we do not want other people knowing about you because you...
And they're not just, you know, keeping you sweet and functioning. When someone does this to you, they're trying to hurt you too. Hurt you emotionally. So if your neighbor stay right down the street from you and they know you ain't went nowhere in a while and they keep bragging to you about where they went and what they did with their friends and they never invite you, then they're emotionally hurting you too. It lowers your self-esteem. It's harming you mentally. It is. being treated this way will not make you feel better about yourself. And for some of y'all, it can cause depression. Okay. You may get not just anxiety, but depression, and you don't want that. So you got to be careful how you're allowing people to treat you. Okay.
The reality is, we do not want other people knowing about you because you do not fit with the idea of how our life looks. You might.
And you should not be caring about this. If you don't fit with how their life look, that's a good thing. And the problem is you shouldn't want other people knowing about the narcissist. My aware narcissist that I was with, y'all, I don't want to take him around anybody anymore. Yeah, at first I wanted, people to meet him. But as I got to know the aware narcissist, he's a very handsome man, y'all. My ex-aware narcissist, very good-looking man, okay? But as I got to know him, I don't want him around anybody. I think he's a bad role model for young people as well. And somebody can be a bad role model and they not be violent and acting crazy. There's different levels of role models. Like if you got somebody coming in your house and all your kids see is them eating up your food and they never see them bring anything, they're teaching your child not to contribute. Okay. And to just be a taker. Now, my ex-aware narcissist, he didn't do that. He contributed, but that's because I told him he had to. But when you tell narcissists they have to do something to fit in your situation, that makes them angry with you as well. And they become bitter and they're like in a rebellion with you.
Our life looks. You might not be as good looking as we would prefer. You might not shine in a group, or perhaps you're apt to say.
And HG Tutor says the dirty little secret may not be as good looking and they may not shine in a group. However, from my experience, most of y'all will be better looking and you shine more than the narcissist does. Okay. You may look younger and more vibrant, but this narcissist is reversing roles so that the dysfunctional, out of shape narcissists want to make you feel like you the one that ain't good looking. You the one that got a bad personality. So it's kind of like reverse psychology that they're using, because I'm not saying I'm better looking than anybody. However, I do understand that just my nature alone shines more than a narcissist does. I may look better to somebody else just because I got a better, more caring personality. Okay.
Or perhaps you're apt to saying unusual things, which make us look less impressive in front of our all-important facade. No, we have a use for you. You provide us with fuel.
And the narcissist may feel like you're saying unusual things. That's from HG Tutor perspective. But the other people around may think that what you're saying is okay. They may actually feel like the narcissist is saying the unusual things. See, this is someone treating a smart, good person like they're the bad person. So be careful with that. Because when a narcissist or psychopath is making you like a dirty little secret, they're making you feel some kind of way. It's an attack, and it's a what would it be called, like a sustained devaluation. So they're like constantly like putting you down, like you're not good enough. But actually, who's not good enough a lot of times is the narcissist. Fair use, y'all.
Facade. No, we have a use for you. You provide us with fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. But you are the ghost at the feast. You're there, but you're not. You're kept in the background. You're used, but rarely abused, because you are the long-serving indentured servant of us. You are the loyal hound that sits in the corner of the kitchen, always ready to wag your tail for us, but too old and
Yeah, and that's a bad situation to be in. Like he said, you just there like a loyal hound that sits in the corner of the kitchen, always ready to wag your tail. You shouldn't be that way for anybody. But in this case, HG Tutor is using an example. He's going to say too old and smelly and unappealing. So, remember, HG Tutor is a British man. So that may be how it go down in Britain. Maybe that's how he treat the old and smelly supply over there. But that's not a situation in America that I'm concerned about. Okay. But it does happen here in America too. But this is the example that he's giving. Okay.
always ready to wag your tail for us, but too old and smelly and unappealing to be paraded at the show. This is the role of a non-intimate, dirty secret secretary.
So this smelly old person is someone that the narcissist is not having sex with as well. That's considered a dirty little secret. So in this case, in this example, he's using this old and smelly person as someone that he would not be having sex with. And let's look at a situation of someone that's homeless and they're not able to bathe and shower, and they don't have the resources or the emotional or mental health to keep themselves clean anymore. Like somebody that's kind of had like a nervous breakdown or something like that. So looking at it from a situation in the United States, I'm going to use more of that example, but he's given a clear example. And the thing is, you may not be old and smelly, but a narcissist could be treating you that way. See, when a narcissist is hiding you out and not taking you in public, you could be more cleaned up than the narcissist, but you're allowing this person to treat you that way. They treating you like you a dirty secret and you cleaner than they are.
Oh, this is the role of a non-intimate, dirty secret secondary source.
And remember, this is the non-intimate, y'all. So he's going to go on to the one that's intimate with the narcissist. So keep that in mind.
Since the day you were born.
Since the day you were born, you was destined to meet a narcissist. This is the commercial, y'all. So I apologize for this.
A more common manifestation of this is the dirty little secret intimate partner secondary source. You were seduced and made into a secondary source, and within the blink of an eye, you were bedded, and the platitudes of love and dedication came pouring forth in order to control you and gain more fuel from you. We invariably use sex to manipulate you. There are those who are...
And he mentioned sex, y'all. So, okay, with this being said, people got to start controlling their addiction to sex and their sex drive. So if you are not so moved by sex and you aren't so influenced by sex, nobody can do this to you. Okay. So that's where the empathic person, they're addicted to sex. That's because they're spiritually in the wrong place and they became attached that way. And that attachment comes from when that narcissist comes in the house. The key is the house. If you can get to the point where you get strong enough not to let the narcissist in the house, I have a playlist. Why not to let a narcissist in your home? Check out that playlist. So if you can master that, you will be in a better situation.
Invariably use sex to manipulate you. There are those who are earmarked for promotion to the primary source. They are destined for better things, so long as they come up to proof with regard to the provision of fuel.
And he talks about a promotion, right? So, that would be when you go through these different stages. You're a dirty little secret. Now you're a secondary supply source. Very rarely will a dirty little secret turn into a primary supply source, and that's a blessing. However, what will happen with the dirty little secret if you were the dirty little secret, even if that narcissist marries you and they put up a facade for a while, they're still going to treat you like a dirty little secret while being married to you. I gave the example in the beginning of this video. You're going to be the husband or wife that's never seen out in public with your man or woman. That's the bottom line. You still going to return to that position. Yeah, you may get this so-called dumb promotion that you're going to wish you hadn't been promoted to. But at the end of the day, that narcissist still going to treat you like you a dirty little secret. I promise you that.
Vision of fuel, character traits, residual benefits, and we can control them. There are those who are on the fast track to being installed as the primary source, and those individuals will be an intimate partner secondary source of a shelf variety, or the candidate intimate partner secondary source.
And the intimate partner secondary source or non-intimate that's being put on the shelf, they're not somebody that's giving the narcissist what they want every time they want it. So the dirty little secret basically is sex addicted and has no standard. So the dirty little secret, that's the one that's letting the narcissist call them at short notice. See, the other secondary supplies is going to tell the narcissist, hey, we need to plan a day. Now, I can't meet with you today, ma'am or man. I mean, I got stuff to do. So that dirty little secret, the weakness in them is they're just so desperate and they believe in spontaneous behavior. And believing in spontaneous behavior gonna get you hurt. It can get you emotionally hurt, mostly, but also spontaneous behavior can get you physically hurt. Because someone could be planning to harm you. And they know, well, we can get them at any time. They're easy to get because all I got to do is call them and say, hey, you want to come out to the club? And then you go and get shot down or something. It's easy to always know your whereabouts if you're very spontaneous. If you're the type of person where people can just call you, let's go, you're a real easy target. You shouldn't make it so easy. Because we live in a very dangerous society now, and more stuff is happening to good and bad people. You can be robbed like that. It's easy to rob you too. If you're the type of person that's like, hey, let's go out. Oh, you need a ride to the cash machine? Now they done knocked you upside your head and took everything out your account.
Intimate partner, secondary source. Those are the people that can expect to meet our children if we have them, to be introduced to our families, to our friends, our colleagues, to be paraded at certain and attend certain events with us.
You know what I do now too? I find that as I grow in maturity, I'm less interested in meeting people that know other people. Okay, that offers me a lot of protection. The people I already know, and I know their family and friends, cool. But when I'm interacting with new people, I don't really care per se to know their friends and family. You know, back in the day, that was like a big requirement. And the reason it was a big requirement, you felt like you was important if you knew they friends and family. If you was cool with somebody, it was like a status. Okay, I know all their friends and family. But now I'm finding that's not really important to me. And the reason it's not important is because the time you need to be spending with the people that live in your own residence, other people are getting their time. So I find that I want to invest more time into my own family. And if I got associates and friends and family and I see them out with people and I just so happen to meet other people they know, cool. But I'm the type of person, I don't need to know your friends and family because it's taking attention and time away from what I need to be doing. While I'm sitting up around your friends and family, I'm not doing my videos. Then next thing you know, my channel is not monetized. Stuff like that. Like I'm very not interested. And you know why? This is another reason that I think that I like not meeting people, friends, and family. Those are some more narcissists you won't meet. You might be friends with an empathic person or a normal person, but they friends and family may be whole narcissists. So you're avoiding meeting all these hoodlums. So for me, I don't care to meet your friends and family. Okay.
Events with us, all at the humiliating cost to the currently devalued primary source is on their way out, all being well, with the seduction of this relevant intimate partner secondary source, either shelf or candidate. The future is rosy for this person. Of course, it can change, but they are likely moving towards replacing.
And he's just using an example, but it's no rosy future with the narcissist. But HG Tutor, he's just saying it as a figure of speech. You got to watch his other videos too. I mean, he's going to tell you that it's not a good deal. In one of his videos, he says it's a crappy deal to be with the narcissist. Okay, so he's just kind of like a figure of speech. You got to kind of get to know HG Tutor and the way he talks. So I know he doesn't mean it literally. Okay, so I'm just explaining it to you. Fair use, y'all.
Of course, it can change, but they are likely moving towards replacing the existing primary source. Or if there isn't one, they are moving towards becoming the primary source rather than replacing. The dirty little secret, intimate partner secondary source, at the outset is never considered for promotion. That might change in time, but at the outset, when we allocate you to the role of dirty little secret, intimate partner secondary source, there is not a chance that you're going anywhere else. Words might be whispered to the effect that somehow we will let you meet the family, that you can come to the Christmas ball at work, but that
He's just talked about family. I was just talking about that, where the narcissist is saying, you might meet the family. If you develop my mindset, you shouldn't be caring about meeting people, family, and friends. Focus on you. Focus on you and who is in your household and your current family and friends. Your main focus should be on people that's in your household. I know a lot of successful people, and that's how they think. And they prosper that way too. And I'm prospering better and I'm prospering more emotionally looking at things like this. And I've always kind of, to a certain degree, been that way. I never overinvest in people that's outside of my home because I'm responsible too. You got to hold a household. You're the protector of your household. You're the leader of your household. And if you're not the leader, you're a team member of the household.
somehow we will let you meet the family, that you can come to the Christmas ball at work. But they're just false promises, more future faking, and the crumbs of comfort which are scattered to stop you foraging elsewhere. When we allocate you the role of dirty secret, next to nobody knows about you. You are hidden in the tower, or more usually confined to the hotel room, the back of the car, the filing room at work. Whereas the intimate partner secondary source who is waiting for the top role may find themselves being picked up and put down, with intervals of silence between the weekend hookups as we test that person to gauge their suitability for promotion, it is a different dynamic for the dirty little secret intimate partner secondary.
And that's very important, y'all. You know, being tested, okay? They test you like this too. This is how you also know that someone is attempting to put you in a dirty little secret category. So say you hang out with them And as soon as you hang out with them, you hang out and you ride together and you say, okay, drop me off at that coffee shop. And you're in the coffee shop and you call them right after they drop you off just to say a word or two to them. You got a question to ask. And they don't answer their phone for 4 days, 2 weeks, something like that. That person is trying to treat you like a dirty little secret. But this is why it won't work with me. Okay. Notice I said I use the dropping you off at the coffee shop example. They your dirty little secret because you're not letting them in your house. This is what I recommend. And don't think this is any form of malice or evilness, right? Sometimes you got to start treating people the way they want to treat you first. Means you do it first. If you already ahead, they're not welcome in your house. Stay out of their house, but mainly they're not welcome in your house. If you keep these evil people in that category and good people, there's very good people that I don't bring in the house. Keep them both out and you won't be nobody's dirty little secret. Or if you bring them in at some point, make sure they're very outgoing and you're the person that they bring around at events. They bring you in the house. They invite you over for dinner. I'm an excellent person for someone to invite in their house. You know why? Because I only go to good people's homes. If you're not about shit, I won't come to your house. I don't want to eat your food. I don't want nobody to see me coming in and out of there. I only go in the homes of good people that have conquered. Their past is their past. They're on a new road. They got their religion, their spirituality going. They're the protectors of their families. If you're not this type of person, I don't enter into your house in the first place. So I'm an excellent person. If I enter your home, that's how you know you got some good in you. If I don't enter into your home, something wrong. And I got relatives. I won't go in their places because something not right with them. They're not right. So fair use, y'all.
The Dirty Little Secret Intimate Partner Secondary Source. The Dirty Little Secret actually may well see quite a lot of us. In the backs of cars, in seedy motel rooms, in the back of the warehouse, the disabled toilet, the alley behind the house, and such like. You, as the Dirty Little Secret, are never to be seen by our family, our friends, or even our colleagues.
So HG Tutor is saying the dirty little secret, they bunking up in motels and cars, and sometimes they ain't having sex with you in motels and cars. They could be having sex with you at your residence. He used having sex with you, I think, at work and stuff like that. It's not always the case. You can be a dirty little secret and they're not bunking up with you in the car, as he words it. So just be careful. Understand there's a different dynamic for you to be a dirty little secret. Okay. And it's a undercut way somebody can do that to you without you being the one that's with them in the car or with them at cheap motels or whatever. That's not always the case. Sometimes they use in your residence like it's a motel. That's even worse than being a dirty little secret at the motel. They abusing your household and treating your household like it's a sex stop, like it's a free sex stop for them. And that's not cool. That's why you got to be careful who you have over.
Our friends, or even our colleagues. You remain hidden because your presence in some way will offend our facade. Perhaps we are the dedicated family man, and thus we cannot be seen hanging out the back of you down some leafy lane at dusk. We are the champion of morals in our local community.
Yeah, and they're pretending to be a family man. Somebody that got a dirty little secret, he's not really no family man, because if he's really a family man, he's not gonna be having a dirty little secret. A real family man that's a good man wouldn't be living like that.
Be done for us to be known to be engaging in the debauchery we insist on when we are with you, as you ask us to spank us with a stick of celery or else dressed up. The primary source.
See, he say the dirty little secret want to spank him with some celery. See the freak? See you a dirty little secret, or a person becomes a dirty little secret because they're not controlling their sex life too. That part, anyone and everyone should get control of that, because not controlling your sex life, that's like a drug, right? It's like a drug addict. You can get some drug addicts to do almost anything because they're not controlling their addiction and their sex drive. So that's something that has to be under control. Because, you know, HD Tudor basically saying the dirty little secret like a freak, y'all.
Or else dressed up. The primary source may well be in devaluation, but we do not want our facade to be affected, nor the control over the primary source affected by the knowledge.
And HD Tudor says the primary source, like the wife or husband, basically may be in devaluation and being mistreated, basically. In my opinion, everyone that's dealing with a narcissist over time, they got everybody in devaluation, y'all. That's just my perspective. You're never on good terms with a narcissist, not in the way that you think. So everybody is in devaluation with a narcissist, and that's just for real. That is just my perspective. The dirty little secret, the shelf supply that he may take out in public or she may take out in public, they mama, they father, they siblings, everybody's in devaluation with a narcissist, no matter who they are. In some kind of way, you're in a devaluation, especially once they show you their true colors.
By the knowledge of the filthy whore that we have 3 or 4 times a week. As a dirty little secret intimate partner second.
And I want to clarify this. He says he doesn't want the inner circle to know about the filthy whore that he has sex with 2 or 3 times a week. I'm gonna just educate you on this. He may call them that in the way he's saying it, but this so-called filthy whore may only be having sex with the narcissist. But because the dirty little secret is allowing the narcissist to treat them this way, the narcissist still views them as a filthy whore. That's an unaware narcissist. Now, an aware narcissist, they may acknowledge you as a dirty little secret in a way, but if they know you're not sleeping with other people, they may have a different bond and perspective of you. I've seen narcissists called a so-called whore, this is my queen, man, because they know they dirty little secret ain't giving the pussy out like that, right? So I've seen narcissists, a narcissist can have a whole dirty little secret that's faithful, that's they know not sleeping around, because she just ain't like that. Some women will just only have sex with this one person, okay? So everybody else could be looking at her like she's kind of a hoe or whatever, just because she's with the narcissist. Sometimes people will look at you like that just because you dating this fool. But that narcissist may be like, this is my queen, y'all. This is my queen. You see, this is my motherfucking queen. See how this bitch look good? This bitch fine. So I'm telling you, it's just all about and like I said, this would be more like an aware narcissist. Now, an unaware narcissist, just because you have sex with him or her in the car, they're going to view you as a hoe. But more of an aware narcissist that's a little bit more logical, they will give you kind of like a brownie point, or they will compartmentalize you different if they know you have sex in cars, but you don't do it with other people. Like my ex-narcissist, he's an aware narcissist. He'll always call me a square, okay? Because he knows that I'm not around sleeping around like that. So because I may have basic righteous principles or try to do my best, he'll consider me a square just because I don't sleep around. But an unaware narcissist, everybody a hoe that sleeps with him in his car. It don't matter whether they a virgin. If she's a virgin, if she has sex with him in his car, that's a hoe to him. But an aware narcissist, they will be able to compartmentalize people a little better so they're more rational. They're using a little bit more logic. An unaware narcissist is not as logical. And I'm speaking on experience, y'all. I've seen this. I've been around unaware narcissists, and I talked about this in other videos. I have somewhat of a friend that I consider an unaware narcissist. And he talks about them all like they hoes. He's an unaware narcissist. He thinks they all cheating. He thinks they all hoes. And these are women that I can tell from the way he speaks about them, they're not sleeping with anybody else. So unaware narcissists, they don't compartmentalize people in the proper way. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And I've seen this from experience. I've been around aware narcissists and I've been around unaware narcissists. And an unaware narcissist, I'm gonna give you an example. They'll always misread me. They will not read me properly. But an aware narcissist, they'll be able to compartmentalize me in a correct category that may fit more my personality. I hope that makes sense.
Secret intimate partner secondary source. You are a pit stop for a delicious injection of fuel for us.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
have to wait more than
This
4
is a
times,
commercial, y'all. Magnesium is good. GNC, the capsules, 500 milligrams. Magnesium is good. This is this healthy gut support commercial. So I'm sorry about that, y'all. It's a commercial. Fair use.
Secondary source. You are a pit stop for a delicious injection of fuel for us. That snatched 2 drinks in an out-of-town bar where you had to sit and wait for 2 hours before we showed up. You're a dirty little secret.
See, he uses an example. Sitting there for 2 hours waiting on him to show up. Leave. Shoot, after 30 minutes of waiting and somebody ain't answering their phone, leave. But he knows this is a dirty little secret just based on the fact they're going to wait for 2 hours.
Never allowed to call or message us before we have contacted you first. You.
Oh, I would never communicate with someone that I can't call or message, and they're like telling me, you know, don't call me for this week here, or you know, just doing that on a regular. No, absolutely not. This person is also not a protector for you. What if you got some kind of emergency or something and you need help? Like they're telling you that they're not going to help you. Why would you want to be around anybody that's like that? So, okay, let me look at the comments. So Nico Barantes, thank you so much for the 6-7 again. And then Sophia Falcado. Hi, Carl. Let me see what's it that. Hi, I don't know me. Filet dot what deserves 6 ? 7. Okay, I guess that's like a website for me to look up. I don't know. Yeah, I'll look that up. So background noise says, what does it mean when you cross a black cat, but it's intercepted by a white cat and they fight? I'm not sure. I'm not a cat parent or anything like that. So, I mean, I've never had a cat. The only experience I've had that I'll never forget with the cat is I saw this cat actually jump off the roof and commit suicide. I saw that for myself, and I did some research. Do cats commit suicide? And yes, they do. So I watched a situation like that one time, but it was not my cat. And I'm not sure. I know that I'm quite allergic to cats, and it triggers asthma attacks for me. It's the chemical that comes from up under a cat's skin that's a trigger for an asthma patient. So some cats are pretty, you know. So Connor McGregor said these kids be talking crazy on this chat. Yeah, I mean, some of them probably were kids. But you know what? Sometimes people are just asking genuine questions. To be honest, I've seen worse in chats, y'all. I mean, I've heard people talk crazy. So actually, what people are posting today is not crazy to me. I'm just being honest to God on that. I've seen way worse. And I mean way, way worse. You could go through my live. Some of them folks I had to cuss out, you know.
You are a dirty little secret. Never allowed to meet our friends. You are a dirty little secret. We wish
Never allowed to meet their friends. You're a dirty little secret. But I just talked about this friend thing. Why do you want to meet everybody, friends and family? Why do you need to have so much attention from a bunch of strangers? Just go to your nearest coffee shop or restaurant and just start chit-chatting with people. Okay, just do that. I mean, these people are taking time away from your family. Okay, while you trying to meet the narcissist family and friends, your kids are running away at home. I mean, focus on your kids. I had teenagers, you know, under peer pressure running away, but I was available. You think I was out with some narcissists and they friends? No, I was available for my family. Focus on your own situation. A lot of the youth and teens and young adults would live longer if people would be focused on their own family and friends instead of the narcissist. You don't never know who you're meeting. This is why a lot of people, kids, be getting molested and raped. A lot of times the molesters and rapists be friends that they've met of narcissists. So like, okay, I could be so interested in meeting the narcissist friends and family, and one of the narcissist friends and family hurt my family. This is 2025, y'all. You can't be so interested in meeting everybody. You don't need to meet everybody. Those are more strangers that you don't need to know.
we wish to portray an image, and you don't fit with that image, but you are potent in terms of fuel.
And sometimes you're a dirty little secret and you don't fit with the image because you don't do bad stuff. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I've had gentlemen tell me this. I can't date you because you won't smoke weed. They'll tell me this, y'all, that they can't interact with me. Can you imagine somebody telling you, well, I can't be with you. You ain't on drugs. But that's how ignorant people are now. So sometimes you're a dirty little secret and you're hidden out because they keeping you away from they bad. They might be on some drugs you don't even know about. So sometimes it's that too.
Potent in terms of fuel, provide large amounts of it, and sometimes character traits and residual benefits. And you tend to be dedicated and desperate. You're always hanging on for that stolen hour in bed together.
You hear that? Dedicated and desperate. That's not a good category to be in. But this is the honest perspective of a narcissistic psychopath. HG Tutor, he's a diagnosed narcissistic psychopath. So he calling these type of people dedicated and desperate. I guess the dedicated part is kind of like a compliment to the desperate person, but it's not good.
Occasional afternoon when we pretend to work, to have a meeting in the next state or county with us. You live for those moments because in the time that you spend with us, you are in the glorious seduction as you're taken off the shelf. And although you're the dirty little secret, we make you feel wonderful. We focus on you. We give you amazing.
Now, for me, this behavior would not make me feel wonderful because I could feel when somebody's hiding me out or not treating me properly. So if this behavior makes you feel wonderful, then you need to grow in maturity and uplift your confidence and self-esteem. And get you some more friends, okay?
Sex.
Some better friends that plan things with you and do healthy things. I'm still an advocate of finding the right church. Not all churches, not all masjids are bad. So getting in some kind of religious activity, even if you find like a good church online, not one of these mega churches, just a small, like an online Bible study or something more positive. That will keep you away from a lot of these type of demons that will be attacking you, trying to make you a dirty little secret.
You amazing sex. We are interesting, fun. We may buy you things. And we make the
And I think what'll happen is for a dirty little secret, it may be fun for a while, but I don't think it'll stay fun because eventually the dirty little secret, especially a sober one, will probably eventually wake up to this situation. But the thing is with the dirty little secret, as long as they bring this narcissist in the house, it's going to be very hard for them to detach from the narcissist, if that makes sense.
There's all the promises of what could be yours. The future faking with a dirty little secret.
Who's ever in the chat, please click like, please. Thank you.
Is different to that of the intimate partner secondary source. The future faking with an intimate partner secondary source is born out of being torn between not wanting to lose a good source of fuel and the potential that this source has to perhaps become a primary source at some future juncture. We're also using the future to control the now. We don't want...
And future faking is very real. And like HG Tutor said, they're saying they're going to do something in the future to control the now. That's a very correct thing that he's saying. So all you got to do to get out of those situations is focus on the current. What's going on right now? Sometimes you're too much in the future. So, okay, he's saying he's gonna buy you a gift in December when he gets, or next December when he has this great CEO job, when he becomes this fancy executive of a company or the president of a company, he's gonna buy you this great gift. Why can't he buy you a gift now or within the next month? So future faking is very real. And the way I get out of that type of stuff is I focus on right now. I don't care about what somebody's saying they're gonna do next year.
Don't want to lose that. Accordingly, we keep the IPF sales shelf hanging on. It's a different setup for the dirty little secret intimate partner secondary source. You were not...
And this goes on for dirty little secrets that are actually the spouse. Because remember, I talked about this in the beginning. A lot of these people be married and they are treated like a dirty little secret. They are a dirty little secret. I don't care what nobody say. HG Tutor can have his perspective, but if somebody's married and they never taken out and they're treated like this is a dirty little secret as well. They just really are.
You were not initially selected for potential
And
promotion.
what I was trying to point out too is that dirty little secret, which is that spouse, they're constantly future faked. It's going to get better later. The aware narcissist I was with, that's one of the regular things he'll tell me. It's going to get better later. No, it never gets better later. I don't buy it. And not to be rude, sometimes it gets better later because narcissists over time and as you grow older, some of them will pass away and they can't contact you at all. And it's not that you're wishing death on narcissists, but sometimes that's the getting better later. But aware narcissists, they utilize everybody as dirty little secrets, even their wives and their husbands. I see it all the time. You see them out. They never with their partners. They're keeping their spouses as dirty little secrets. Can you imagine being with someone and they take you nowhere? People live like that, y'all. But the way they do it is they future fake them. Oh, we're going to take a boat cruise in 2030. So that person that they married to continues to be treated like a dirty little secret, and they're waiting till 2030 to go on a boat cruise. And it never happens. Some of these people pass away before the narcissist does, and none of this stuff ever happened. It's all future faking, and it's heavily done on any dirty little secret. Because to remain a dirty little secret, you have to believe that it's somehow going to get better later. And that's why you're hanging in there. And it won't ever get better. It's only going to get worse.
You were not initially selected for potential promotion at all. That, of course, can change over the course of the dynamic as we take
And
it.
see, with this being said, one mistake that's made is another person is too much in control of your life. So like HG Tudor said, it can change later. You weren't initially supposed to be promoted in the first place. Why does someone else like a narcissist or psychopath have so much control over you? That's unhealthy. So getting more control of your own life and your family's life is what's recommended. And that's what I try to do every day. Keep control of myself. I'm not in control of anybody else. I'm not on anybody else's team except for the people that live right here in this house. Take all that empathy you have and love that you have and invest it in your own family and the closest friends and family that's involved with you. You know, people that you've known a very long time. Don't rely on anybody to help you while you're homeless or anything like that. The people closest to you, you can't always rely on these people. You want emotionally healthy relationships. Your friends and family don't have to save you if you're homeless, and you don't have to save them if they're homeless. Stop making yourself so accountable for other people. Focus on yourself and people will be just fine. So I'm pointing that out so you won't be hurt by people. Because people nowadays, they're not supporting people, even their closest friends and relatives. They are not supporting people when they're homeless and stuff like that.
That, of course, can change over the course of the dynamic.
Fair use, y'all.
As we take you off the shelf, engage with you, put you back on the shelf, take you off the shelf, engage with you, put you back on the shelf.
See, look at this. Somebody playing you like a puppet, putting you up, taking you down. And that's fine. Sometimes people will do this, but the line you should draw is you're not having sex with them or hanging out with them. And stop bringing them in your house. And you stop going to their house. If you stop doing these things, you can't be a dirty little secret. Oh, and these dirty little secret situations, these can go on over 30 years, y'all. Long time. Long time these situations can go on. I'm not sure if HG Tutor is going to mention that here, but I'm going to add that. Somebody could be a dirty little secret for a long, 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 long time.
You, put you back on the shelf, take you off the shelf, engage with you, put you back on the shelf. And maybe after a number of weeks and months, it might be that there are shifts in our fuel matrix and there are shifts with regard to you and what you provide, that you can be moved from dirty little secret to become an intimate partner secondary source of a shelf variety, which means that we grant you more access to our world. But that does not always happen.
And if you're not granted more access to their world, goodness, it's a beautiful thing not to be granted access to everybody's world. You should be focused on your own world, not other people's world. Like he said earlier, desperate, remember?
Elected and assigned the position instinctively by the lesser or mid-range narcissist and actively and consciously by the greater or ultra, because you're a dependent.
So notice HG Tutor uses the word, you were selected and assigned the position. And this is where you want to get more control of your life. Okay. Stop letting people assign you to things like they're in control of you. They selected you. Once you realize someone's selecting and assigning you to something, they're telling you what to do. They're controlling things that they shouldn't even be controlling. And that's part of that spontaneous short notice. Sometimes people will be telling you when they're going to come by without asking. A key is when people don't ask. That's a big red flag for me. When someone is telling me to do something or assigning me to do something and it's not for like a safety reason, they telling me when they're going to come over, when they're going to leave. They're assigning things to me and selecting me. That's a major red flag. You should be an automatic rebellion of that because they're treating you like they have some control of you and they don't.
Dependable, reliable turbo booster fuel. And when we demand it, you always provide.
Imagine getting paid.
TaxDeedSAI.com free event. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the commercial.
And when we demand it, you always provide it. Why would we ever let that go? Like the friend who is the dirty little secret that I described earlier, you're the same, but with you comes the intimacy. You are the recipient of our oft-spewed sugary charms and a receipt of our desire to use you for sex and the provision of fuel.
See, the thing with the dirty little secret, this is the issue with the dirty little secret. They're the type of person that they go off what they're being told and not what is being shown to them. So, okay, like where I'm originally from, St. Louis, Missouri, the show me state. You need to show me. So the dirty little secret has this personality where all you got to do is talk nice to them and just say things to them. Not all of them are talked to nicely per se, but they're going off what the person's saying and not what they're showing them. Okay. So they're saying, oh, we're going to go to a concert next year. We're going to go to this new church next year. They're going off the nice words and not what they're being shown. So yeah, you're going to go to this concert. You're going to go to this nice church next year. But the only place you're taking is to a vehicle or to a sleazy motel to have sex. So the dirty little secret and everyone needs to learn to make sure that what people say and what they do are aligned. Okay. And that's all you got to do. And over time, you know, someone that's, you only can have so many letdowns, right? So when someone's promising you things and they don't do it, those are letdowns. So I think intuitively and instinctively, even a dirty little secret has to learn and work and wake up to this abuse, because it is a form of abuse. It's emotional and mental abuse. And I gave you the tips on how to repel the situation. You repel it by stop bringing everybody in your house.
We read.
And don't have sex in cars. You can do that too. It sounds like this dirty little secret is maybe they're trying not to bring the narcissist in the house, but they're still going out bunking up with them in the car, as HG Tudor mentions.
Take you anywhere for fear of detection. Our engagements are covert, hurried, and secretive. Yet this adds to our charm, our mystery. And, driven by your emotional thinking, your addiction, you want more of it. It is only when we are leaving you and you wonder what we are doing and who with, that you are left to rue the emptiness and the loneliness. Often you are triangulated as we tell you that we have to go now and return to the wife, or that we're going out with our friends, or that we're taking the wife to a dinner party.
Yeah,
You're-
and that's mean-spirited. You know, this person is also a dirty little secret to the narcissist, and they're already feeling kind of bad and low about themselves. And then the narcissist says, well, I got to go meet with my wife now. You know, that's a form of deep mental abuse right there. And so this particular narcissist don't have no love for the dirty little secret. They don't care about their feelings at all. That's pretty bad.
allowed to complain, of course. To do so would be to threaten our control.
But then the best thing for that is not to date married people in the first place, right? Like, I mean, because in this situation, if the narcissist is telling the dirty little secret that they got to go meet their wife or go out to a dinner party with the wife or whatever, this particular dirty little secret knows that this is a married person. Don't date married people. But the dirty little secret is definitely under quite a bit of mental and emotional abuse.
But that is a reminder, again, to control you through that triangulation, that you are just the dirty little secret. You're a secondary source. You are second best.
And that's the way the narcissist makes themselves feel more powerful than you, by talking to somebody like that. So that's one of their abusive tactics. Or they'll talk to the dirty little secret, and some of them will call the dirty little secret wifey. Sometimes they're not going to tell you that they're going to meet their wife. They're going to call you wifey and make you feel like you're more important to them than you really are, and you're not. So they can do it that way too.
Second best. You want more. You want to provide us with what you think we need to allow your goodness to shine for us. But initially, we will not let that happen. Not outside of those hotel walls where we meet every Thursday evening.
Oh, and I like how he said every Thursday evening. So this narcissist got the dirty little secret on a schedule. And see, that all goes along with that spontaneous stuff. Now, in this case, the narcissist is keeping a schedule, because that's how they keeping their abuse going. Like he said, every Thursday. It kind of reminds you of the movie The Family That Prays. Prays meaning Prey, with Sanaa Lathan. Yeah, so it reminds you of the movie The Family That Prays, and how she was done in that movie by Mr. Cartwright. I mean, he was putting a lot of money in her bank account, but yes, and she was going to nice hotels, okay, but he had it scheduled. She was on a schedule. And potentially the son was even his. And at the end, he stayed with his wife and treated her like she was no one. Didn't even want her touching him. Okay?
Not outside of those hotel walls where we meet every. When we recruited you, you did not fit in with the image that we wish to convey to the world. You do not fit in with what we wish to show. If we ever saw you in those early stages, or where there is no change from you being the dirty little secret when we are out with members of our facade, be that family, friends, or colleagues, we would invariably ignore you and pretend that we didn't know you. Of course, later that day, to bring you back under control, we would lay on the charm to excuse our behaviour, because of course we such a useful fuel repository.
Okay, let me
You
play
are a
that
brilliant
again,
stick-on
y'all.
emergency change from you being the dirty little to allow your goodness to shine for us. But initially, we will not let that happen. Not outside of those hotel walls where we meet every
That's an aware narcissist that was calling me, y'all. You see, I didn't answer. So you can still see block calls and things come up. So let me play this again.
Thursday evening. Unfortunately, when we recruited you, you did not fit in with the image that we wish to convey to the world. You do not fit in with what we wish to show. If we ever saw you in those early stages, or where there is no change from you being the dirty little secret when we are out with members of our facade, be that family, friends, or colleagues, we would invariably ignore you and pretend that we didn't know you. Of course, later that day, to bring you back under control, we would lay on the charm to excuse our behaviour, because of course we don't want to let go such a useful fuel repository. You are a brilliant stick-on emergency fuel patch, invariably always ready at the drop of the hat, scrambling to spend those precious few moments with us. You provide fuel and you remain hanging on, waiting for the day that you hopefully emerge blinking into the light of the golden period for the primary source. That is never going to happen directly at the outset of your allocation to this role. Not that we will ever.
And this is the thing with the dirty little secret, they're so emotionally attached to the sex and stuff. They may believe that this is their mate or something. You know, when you're having sex with someone consistently and regularly, you can mistake this for being the one. Because the way the dirty little secret is dissecting a relationship, they've lost sight of what a real relationship is. And they are too immune and used to this type of situation. So they really believe that this person that they're regularly having sex with is going to be a future mate. So the dirty little secret is mistaking great sex and potential chemistry for a future. And that's a mistake.
We'll ever admit that to you. That, of course, might change, but you have to exhibit your dedication, excellent fuel provision, submission to control, and even then it might not be enough to allow your promotion to happen, although sometimes it does. For now, however, you need to stay in that dark corner and wait for our call. After all, you are a dirty little secret.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And this is the thing. One of the things I'll suggest is giving people a time limit, right? So there should be a cutoff time. 2-3 years, definitely no more than 5 years. When a relationship is not proceeding forward into a real legitimate relationship and it's really no true love or team spirit there, that's where the time limit comes. Because like I said, HG Tudor, he went over this, but I'm just going over this. In the United States, a dirty little secret can be in somebody's life 30 years to the day they die. You got married men that have had dirty little secrets since the time they was teenagers. Okay. And these women and these mistresses and side chicks, they've been around a long time. Some of the dirty little secrets will get married to somebody. So they become both. They like a husband and wife. And I know this one lady, let me tell you this. She was with a married man on and off for many years. She had a child with a married man. She finally got married and she still remained a dirty little secret to the married man that was her ex, that was her baby daddy. So she did her spouse pretty dirty, and it didn't work out. And she was highly narcissistic, but she remained a dirty little secret to somebody else's husband for over 20 years. And that's the part that HD Tutor doesn't go over. So definitely don't become a dirty little secret, or get out of those situations. Keep people out your house, have a time limit on relationships and things, and you'll be just fine. You should not be giving nobody 30 years worth of chances. You just shouldn't. And aware narcissist calling you, like it's 2 a.m. right now. So what does an aware narcissist want at 2 a.m? In my case, just to talk. Okay. An aware narcissist wants to know what's going on. Okay. Focus on what you're doing. With the way the phones are now, even if you block somebody, you'll still see the calls. So just focus on what you're doing. I can't be a dirty little secret just because I'm getting a phone call, because I keep to my boundaries. Keep aware narcissists out of your home. Don't go to motels with them. Stay out of their cars. Stay out of their places. You should be telling aware narcissists, no, I don't want to hang out with you. Half of them not spending much money anyway. Hang out with your family and friends. Plan healthy things. Watch my videos, learn, and just stay positive, okay? So that's all you could do. So this was a perfect example. An aware narcissist calling me at 2 a.m. And when an aware narcissist calls me, y'all, the narcissist is aware enough to know I'm not sleeping with them. The aware narcissist, they're using logic, okay? A lot of people cut them off and won't talk to them, but you should always be busy. I didn't answer my phone. I'm busy. I'm doing a video. Okay. Hopefully I got some views here. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. You gotta develop your own agenda, y'all. And as long as you develop your own agenda, this type of stuff will be so hard to happen to you. People that are abused, they got too much time on their hands that I just am not going to make for no abusers. You're not busy enough. You should be doing something that's so fulfilling to you that you don't even have the urge to answer your phone. You shouldn't even have an urge. No desire. You should have no desire. I had no desire to answer that aware narcissist call. And more aware narcissists and unaware narcissists, they will call you all times of day and night. I accept calls from people I've been close to at 2 a.m. There's a few people that knows I'm a night hawk and I'll be up. And they just sometimes need somebody to talk to, because a lot of people then went no contact, y'all. They pretty unhappy. You the last one that they think might answer the call. But what was I busy? I'm doing this video. It's okay. Talk to people sometimes. If they're respectful, fine. But just keep them out your home. Keep them out your life. That's the best you could do. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. HD Tutor is a wonderful man. Please check the description below. I will put the fair use video below. So check the description below. Click on more. And tune in for more here with the Advanced Insight channel. I love y'all. Thank you. Bye. Let me check these comments one more time. Yeah, I got some nice comments. I was happy with the comments, y'all. Check out my other lives too. especially my lives. If you see a live with only like 4 or 5 views, I actually have a goal, y'all. I mean, I like to get 25 views or more on my lives if possible. Please share the video. I will have my fair use background music. I don't know if you can hear that here. I will have that in the description box. I will have the fair use video that I did the commentary on HG Tutor's video. And thank you so much. Tune in for more right here with the Advanced Insight channel. Thank you. Bye. Do y'all think I'm going to call the Aware Narcissist back? What do you think? It's okay, y'all. Talk to who you want to talk to. An aware narcissist, it's much better than an unaware one because they're using some kind of self-restraint and self-control, y'all. Unaware narcissists, they're the worst. Oh my God. Unaware empaths too. Both are bad, but just talk to people you want to talk to that's respecting you, but keep boundaries. You don't want to be anybody's dirty little secret. Okay. So please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I love y'all. Thank you. Bye. Let me check something here. Hold on, y'all. Daniel? 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 Did you want to say anything on the video? Okay. You don't want to come do your laugh? Yeah. So y'all, I want to give you an example of how you're treated when you're not a dirty little secret. So Daniel's going to come in and say hello.
Hello there. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my son Daniel, y'all. So he's saying hello there.
Hello. Hey, 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 hey.
So this is an example of someone that's, we don't do dirty little secrets around here. Okay. We keep an open platform of people we know. And this is something that a narcissist won't do. A narcissist will have a whole YouTube channel and you not even know it and never invite you. And so I don't do things like that.
Amen, Pastor. Well, thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Daniel said,
YouTube.
"Thank you, YouTube." Thank you,
Thank
Daniel.
you for having
So
me.
this video is about dirty little secrets, and we don't let people make us dirty little secrets.
I don't got no secrets. But the only secret I got is I'm a thug.
Oh no.
I'm back from the penitentiary.
Oh no.
I'm thugging. I'm a hustler.
He said, Daniel said he said he's a hustler. He's an actor, y'all. Literally, Daniel is an actor. He actually is a trained actor. He does acting classes and stuff, and he's done that type of stuff in school. So when I'm saying he's an actor, he has skits and stuff. Okay. And go to Daniel's, there's a in my playlist, it'll say Daniel. And he has this one video called The Clown. He's pretty good, y'all. Daniel's pretty good. So and in The Clown, he would be the one that's running from the clown in the clown video. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the chats. And I'll be uploading more lives, okay? Again, thank you. Bye. I love y'all. Don't be anybody's dirty little secret, y'all.